The 25-26 Kentucky basketball season is finally officially here as Mark Pope's Kentucky Wildcats are set to host Nicholls for the first game of the season. We're going to break this down. Are we going to have Aberdeen and Lowe on the floor? What do we want to see from the Wildcats in this basketball game? That is the conversation on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, and Stefaniak, publisher at Kentucky Wildcats on SI, joined as always by Two-Face from Batman, the Shadow Man himself, Carson Nash. Carson, how are we feeling? The vibes higher today?
Yeah.
Tuesday morning?
Tuesdays are always a lot better than Mondays. So, yeah, vibes definitely
It's
higher.
like a progression thing. It's like little by little. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a
and the Cats play tonight. So,
Yeah.
you got to have high vibes.
Exactly. You definitely have to be excited about that. But, I mean, this breakdown, folks, is going to be more about what we want to see from Kentucky than what it is about Nicholls. I mean, looking at this Nicholls team, they are not returning a ton of guys. A lot of their best players from last year have moved on. They've got a couple returners who averaged 5-6 points last year, but they lost a lot of their guys to going elsewhere. So more than anything, I mean, I'll go ahead and give you all the KenPom rundown on this team. They're ranked 222nd overall. They must have – oh, no. They're ranked 220. That was preseason, so they've moved because of, I guess, some whatever happened yesterday. But the preseason, we'll say that since some teams haven't played. They were 225 preseason. Offense is 259. Defense is 180. So they're quite rough in both areas, but a little better on the defensive end than they are the offensive end. So first thing, Carson, this is a game that I think our defense needs to shut them down bad. I mean, we need to have a good defensive day after the showing in the exhibition against Georgetown. I want to see high energy, competent defense in this basketball game. That is step number one for me. And then step number two is the offense having some action. Those are the two things that are going to matter a lot in this basketball game. But the first thing I'll ask you before we break down each side of the ball, Carson, what is your confidence level that we are going to see Lowe and Aberdeen on the floor tonight?
I'd say 45%. I'd say right under 50%. I'm not the most confident that they play tonight. I do like them to play on Friday, but I think they'll hold them out one more game.
You know, interesting social media post this morning. For those that didn't see it, it was it's game day, and it's a picture of Coach Fugger and Coach Pope, and then it's a picture of Jasper. And I like this. Look in the background there. It's Jaland looking like he's hiding. I don't know. I find that interesting. Pilgrim put out that both of them practiced yesterday. And I called you earlier in the day. There was a tweet from Rothstein that said Coach Pope reached out to told Rothstein he was unsure if those two guys were going to play. I didn't like that term. I didn't like the term unsure. I was hoping to hear we're hoping they're going to be out there. That's what, when he says that, or we're pushing for them to be out there, still to be seen, right? Unsure was kind of a weird word. Wasn't a big fan of it. But I now that Pilgrim, put out that they practiced yesterday. I don't think you need them to win today. So if they don't suit up, I think you're going to be just fine. And I do see them suiting up on Friday. But I kind of think you're going to see one of them out there tonight, Carson. I don't know why. That's just a gut feeling. I think that's a weird thing to post this morning if he wasn't going to play. It's like, why are we rage baiting the fan base? I don't know. I kind of think Lowe's going to play. But let's play this devil's advocate for a second, Carson. Let's say those two don't play. What do you want to see from Colin Chandler and Jasper in this offense differently from what happened against Georgetown? What would you want to see in that aspect tonight?
Yeah, I definitely want to see higher quality shots. I think running the offense the way Mark Pope wants to run it should be the goal here. And the turnovers for me, I think that's the biggest key to the whole entire game. And it was for Georgetown were the turnovers. So I think keeping the turnovers at a minimum are key here.
Yeah, I agree. We did. The turnovers were crazy against Georgetown, and I thought they did a really good job, and I talked about this. Georgetown was cutting off our cutting lanes. They did a really good job of that. I was very, very impressed. And it made it, that makes it hard when our offense isn't able to cut to the rim. It does have an effect. And I just want to see offense in general. You know what I mean? I want to see something that resembles an offense if those two guys don't play. Now, and I was talking to my dad about this morning. I mean, I think if either one of them plays, you're okay. You don't need both of them. I think we're fine without them, obviously, but I'm saying when it comes to running an offense, you just need one of them, I think, to run a competent offense.
Yeah.
But I want to see ball movement. I want to see open shots. This is, Georgetown is a lot better basketball team than Nicholls. We should be able to get these things going pretty easily. And as we talked about yesterday, Carson, I want us to shoot the basketball better. And not just shoot it better. I want us to take better looks. Better looks will lead to more made threes. That's the reality. So I do want that in this game. And Carson, I've got a bold take that I've decided, by the way.
Let's hear it.
I'm actually in the middle of writing an article about this right now. And I rewatched these games the other day. I was bored and I just rewatched them again. I mean, it's like the fourth time I watched the Purdue game and the third time I watched Georgetown game. But I sat down and I rewatched the game, and I have decided, and it's going to take some time, but Yelovich is going to be really good. If you watch him individually, and I challenge everybody to do that tonight, I'm going to say that and he's going to play like crap, but just watch him tonight individually. He has shot the ball like crap. Obviously, there's no debate to that. I mean, and he's been missing by a wide margin. They are not close, but we know the kid can shoot. It's going to come. He's going to figure it out. But he is doing a great job on the boards and passing the ball. And frankly, I thought he's been doing a little bit better defending than I originally did. There's still a ways to go. He's not there, but he's a player that I'm seeing these flashes. I'm seeing the flashes of him being an absolute star in the SEC. And he's a couple months away, but he's going to keep getting better and better and better. And he's been great on the glass. And I think that's important because that was an aspect I don't think either of us thought he was going to be dominant on. He's been good on the glass. He's been good.
100%.
He's he's got a finish around the rim. He's done a good job at the free throw line. He's done a good job getting offensive rebounds. Now he's got to finish at the glass, but I want to see him have a good game tonight, Carson. I want to see him make a couple threes. What are your thoughts on Yelovich so far? We haven't talked a ton about him.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, and I think we probably should have brought it up in the post game from Georgetown. But I thought Yelovich looked pretty good. He got a lot of rebounds, and he was doing his thing physically. So yeah, I mean the shots are gonna fall for him. He has the touch; he's just not making them right now. But he looks good.
And yeah, but that's what's funny is we're all going ooh because he's missing them by a wide margin. But the kid can shoot. Now there is something to be said about being able to shoot in a gym when you're by yourself and when there's so hand in your face or actual defense or pressure, sometimes doesn't always translate well. But I think it's going to come for him, and I'm really excited about that. That was just for some reason, that was my takeaway from me watching these games was he's going to be really good. Not yet, but he's going to be. Yeah. So I but in this game, shooting for me, Carson, is number one. That's the number one thing because the shots we took against Georgetown were atrocious. That was the worst display of the Mark Pope offense we've seen in his, now year and 2 weeks or whatever, being our coach. Actual season wise, you know what I mean? That was the worst game he's played, offensively or coach, excuse me. But I want to see open shots and I want to see us make open shots because here's the deal. I'm going to break something to you all, and this is going to be negative, and you're not going to want to hear it on a Tuesday morning before the first game of the season. If we can't shoot the ball, we're not going to be very good. Am I wrong, Carson?
No, you're correct. Yeah,
Thank you. And I know that, and that's the reality. We haven't shot the ball well. We have to shoot the ball well, or Mark Pope is going to have to completely change what he's doing. And I don't think we've got the players to be a bang around down low kind of basketball team. I mean, always good around the rim. That's just not who we're going to be. That's not who he recruited his team to be. We got to get open looks and shoot the ball. And I think it's going to come with our guards getting back on the floor. I think people are over panicking a little bit about the shooting. It's going to be okay, but I want to see us shoot the ball better tonight. So, Carson, who do you in specific want to see shoot the ball well this evening?
Yeah, I want to see Ortega have a better game tonight. I feel like
Mhm.
Ortega's been a little rushed within his motion, so I want Ortega to come out there and play Ortega basketball. So yeah, Ortega for me for sure.
I agree with you on that. Now I've got a question about Ortega, and I saw this floating around on social media, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. And do you think that people just, and that doesn't mean he's not going to be great, but could it limit his ceiling? Is what I'm getting to, and I've seen this a lot. Do you think people knowing who Ortega Owe is, in the fact that what he does, he takes the ball to the rim, he can shoot a little bit, but it's not his calling card. Do you think let me ask you this way. How drastically do you think teams are going to defend him differently from the way they defended him a year ago, now knowing who he is as a player?
Yeah, I mean, definitely different because coaches are going to make adjustments after seeing what he did last year within the SEC and within the whole season. So, hey, they're definitely going to make adjustments, but that's on Ortega to find those adjustments and attack the weak points. But yeah, I mean, for me, I think Ortega is better with a point guard. So I think whenever Jaland Lowe gets back, I think all of his struggles are going to go away.
Yeah, I agree. And Ortega's just he's got to figure it out. He's got to tighten up a little bit. He's just been a little off, you know what I mean? And I think we're forgetting this. The dude didn't play for 3 months this offseason with that, whatever turf toe, whatever it was. He's going to work back into it a little bit. I mean, heck, Carson, he got cleared and played in like the blue-white game the next day. I mean, he has not been out there a lot. I think that he's going to get better and better and better. So I'm not this season. I think there's just, there's the stamina part of this. There's a lot of aspects that have gone into the way Ortega's played, and I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to play like Ortega versus you. And I thought it was going to happen against Georgetown when he scored our first 5 points, and then it kind of just, he just didn't do a ton, didn't have a big second half. Want to hear something crazy?
What?
We were 0 for 13 from 3 in the second half against Georgetown.
Ooh, that's terrible.
A way to not get yourself back into a basketball game is to go 0 for 13 from 3.
Yeah.
It's going to be real hard to get back in a game. So that's the number one. And I keep reiterating this point. We've got to shoot the ball well, but I wanted to talk more about the defensive side of the ball now, Carson. That was embarrassing against Georgetown. A bad shooting night happens. That happens. Every once in a while, you just aren't going to shoot the ball well. In a system like this where you rely on shooting it a lot, it's going to happen. The defense is what made me angry because I think a lot of it's effort, a lot of it's mental effort, and we just sucked on that end of the floor. We got dominated start to finish on defense. What do you want to see us do differently / better this evening on that end of the floor?
I'd say communicate better and just helping a little bit better and keep your feet moving. I felt like a lot of people were stagnant most of the time against Georgetown. Always keep your feet moving, look for the next assignment. But I think defense is just a lot of effort. So I think our team will be just fine there.
This is interesting. At that practice that we went to for the Media Family Day on Wednesday, for the one thing that was very evident early was in practice, they were switching everything on defense. And I'm not saying they're going to do that every game. And I'm not saying that's something they're always going to be out there doing. But what I do want to add is about that conversation is when you've got a team that is this athletic, you have that luxury. I mean, we've seen Yelovich guard point guards. We saw him guard Smith, and he did a good job on a few possessions. This team has such good athletes that you can switch everything. But what killed me was we were getting caught up on screens in Georgetown game, and it led up to a lot of open shots, a lot of open layups. You either got to get through that or you got to switch somehow. Mm-hmm. But you know what that comes down to? Exactly what Carson just said: communication. If you get caught up in a screen, call for a switch, call for some help, call for something. Don't just, they got me. Here's 2 points. And that's kind of what seemed like happened. And we kept getting caught up in screens and 2 points, kick to an open 3. If we did help, it led to an open shooter. We got to fight through those screens. That was really frustrating because it's like, dude, just fight through the screen. What are we doing? So I think that Yeah, that's the bulk of what I want to see tonight, Carson. I mean, is there anything else? Talk about shooting, defense. Anything else you want to see in this basketball game tonight?
That's all I got.
I mean, I think you need to go blow the doors off this team. Go make a statement. Don't let this be interesting. Don't let it be close. This needs to be 20-point game at halftime.
Yeah.
That is what is going to have to happen here. Blow this team out. They're not that good. They're, some new faces. Go blow the doors off them. And I think that's what we need to do. Interesting. What about Florida? I think this is an interesting topic.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that
Florida
up.
lost to Arizona 93-87.
Well, and Arizona is a good team. I mean, this isn't really a knock to Florida. What's interesting to me is exactly what we've been talking about, where I'm going to read you the backcourt stat lines. Okay. And did you look at the box score yet? This is relevant.
No, I haven't. No.
Okay. Tell me which guard is which. Okay.
Yeah.
9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 of 9 shooting is one guard. The other guard, 14 points, 4 rebounds, or 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 5 of 17 from the field, 3 of 11 from 3. We want to take a guess which is which?
The second guy, I'm guessing Xavier Lee. The first guy is Boogie. I don't know.
I kind of thought you were going to go the other direction is why I asked. Because when I first looked at that, I was like, isn't Boogie the shot chucker of this team?
Yeah.
I was like, and also like Xavier, I mean, Valentine, that is not the shot. Xavier, let's stop shooting it. Hey.
Yeah.
Their forwards were nasty. Howe had 27. Condon turned the ball over 6 times, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, that goes along the lines with what I've been saying all year. Like, watch out because Florida might be a little overrated because I don't know how I like all those bigs playing with the guards.
And I switched through and watched a lot of SEC games yesterday. You know who I thought, and I don't want to say this to you, who's going to be really, 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 really good?
Who?
Arkansas is really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Now, they do have one problem. You know what that is?
What?
Their head coach is not a great basketball coach. He's the best recruiter in college basketball. But I'm just telling you, that's a good basketball team. Both of those 5 stars had 20-plus points. Brazil had a ton of points. That's a good team. I hate to put that out in the universe, but it is. Another thing I hate to say, Louisville looked really good last night.
Yeah.
So, they're coming. They're confident now. What was the final score of that game? 104-45. Yeah, Louisville's got some confidence. They played well yesterday. They're a good basketball team. We can't deny that. They always have been. I thought Tennessee looked a little shaky yesterday. And once again, it's first game of the season. It is what it is. But Tennessee beat Mercer by 15. Ament played well, and he's going to be their guy. He had 18 points on 6 of 11 shooting? 6 of 11 shooting. So good game for him. But a fun first day of basketball, man. It was nice. I had sat down. I was going to watch a movie, and then I was just like, oh, yeah, it's basketball season. And then I just flipped through SEC basketball games the whole night and had a blast. It was the best thing ever. And I'll do that now every night that there is SEC games for the rest of the year. So it's exciting stuff. All right, Carson, give us we need a score prediction and MVP, and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, I got the Cats 95 to Nicholls 75. I think we win by 20. And I got the MVP. The MVP is going to be, I'm giving it to Ortega. He hasn't gotten it yet. He's getting it tonight.
I think we're going to win 92-67. And didn't mean to make a 67 joke. You know what I've noticed about this, by the way?
What?
And I saw someone, it was Coach Brooks talking about this. The women's coach. You say that number sequence a lot in life. I feel like you do. And now that it's like a joke, like I wrote down that score and I'm like, oh, great. You know what I mean? It's just, I think it's funny. It's like it's a sequence of numbers that are used a lot in everyday life. But now it's part of this. But and I'm going to give you a prediction. You know who my MVP is?
Who?
Jaland Lowe is going to play tonight. That's my prediction. I've just got a feeling. I don't think they would post that on social media. There's a reason they did that. I think they think he's going to play. And I mean, let's be honest, folks. If he doesn't play and he plays on Friday, it doesn't really matter. It's fine. I kind of think he's going to play tonight. If he doesn't play, okay, I'm going to give you my other MVP. And I think that this is going to be a game where they are not going to be able to handle Mo D. I think he's just going to do whatever he wants to do, rebound the ball. He's going to score. I think you could see a Mo D double-double tonight, and I think I would talk to FanDuel about that same thing if they have any interest in letting you do that. So, Lowe is my MVP if he plays. If he doesn't, Mo D is going to have himself a game. But to reiterate, our keys to victory tonight: defense, get off of screens; offense, create open shots, make open shots, and do something that resembles an offense. Those are the keys to victory tonight. Keys to giving us some confidence. Carson, you got anything else before we call it a day?
That's all I got. Hope everybody has a good Tuesday. If you're able to, get down to Rupp Arena to watch Cats.
No kidding. Game tonight is on SEC Plus, correct, Carson? Right? Yes, SEC Plus.
I think so, yeah.
So, and we have a lot of games. I want to go and tell everybody this right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 5. I see 5 games on SEC Plus. And the point of me bringing this up to you, you're going to want to just go ahead and get it. If it's just, and here's the good news. January, all of our games are going to be on, their SEC games. So get it for 2 months, pay the $20 or whatever, and then cancel it and then get it next. You know what I mean? Just do that, play that game. So, do that. But also I think, I don't know, figure it out. Google how to get SEC Plus if you don't have it. So show up to our arena if you can. It's game day. Very exciting. We got a big week. Tomorrow we'll do a post game from whatever happened tonight. And then this could be a fiver, Carson. We might, because we're going to have to do a preview on Thursday. Or on Friday morning. So this could be a fiver, folks. So, hey, hit the subscribe button. We're almost 3,000. So help us get there. I think we're like 40 away. Come along for the journey of this season. Hope everyone has a great rest of their Tuesday. Enjoy the game tonight. Go Cats, and we'll see you tomorrow morning right here on the Wildcats Today Podcast.